just take a moment. I don't know what your day's been like before you got here, but you might want to use this time just to let go of everything that's happened in your day, everything that might be swirling around in your mind, although that can be easier said than done. Once we feel settled into this seat, we're going to do some warming up for the upper body, loosen the neck, in preparation for our pranayama practice. Our practice today is going to be centered around the idea of preparing ourselves for meditation. I hope that you can learn and take these tools with you into your daily life whenever you might be feeling like you need a little extra something, maybe you're out of balance. I hope that you can remember these and use them on your own. So let's bring our hands to the knees and begin with some gentle circles in one direction. So let's start going to the right. We can come over to the side with the torso out, almost like we're doing cat-cow in this position. Inhale as your body goes into that cow position. When you come into cat, exhale the breath. After one next full rotation, let's switch the direction of those circles. Remember the idea of the cat-cow spine. So we're curving and flexing that spine as we make these gentle circles with our upper body. Okay, after your next full rotation, meet in the middle in a place of stillness. Let's go on ahead and take our right shoulder. Let's roll it forward. Let's do that a few times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's switch the direction, going backwards now. I'm on 4. Going now to the left shoulder, forward. 1, 2. Remembering to breathe. 3, 4. Now maybe see if you can alternate going backwards. So starting right and left, right, left, right, left. Let's go the other way now. Same motion. Forward with the right, forward with the left. And when that feels as if you've gone through that posture, come back to stillness. Let's go on ahead and put the left hand on the ground. You can reach over with the right arm as we stretch the right side body. I want you to now sweep that right hand forward, hollow out the belly, again like a cat posture, and then as you bring it over to the right, put it on the ground, and let's bring up that left hand as we stretch the left side body. Next, we're going to go between those two motions. Remember, we're going to come into that cat in between. So, cat, left hand goes to the floor, right arm goes up, and you can continue to do that at your own pace. Last thing we're going to do to prepare our body for our pranayama exercise is to circle the neck, loosening the muscles of the neck in preparation for our practice. So go to the right, making circles. something that feels intuitive in your body. So for me right now, it feels good to do like an arm stretch on either side. That feels like something my body's calling for. Maybe some wrist circles, even though we're not going to be using the wrists really in this practice. Just listen to your own body. Okay. And when you're ready, we can come back to our seated center position. I'm going to go on ahead and explain our first breathing technique. Okay, this is something called Ujjayi breath, or breath of fire. Okay, you can also think of it almost like an ocean, the waves kind of crashing on the sand. So I'll go ahead and tell you how to do this breath. You want to imagine, take your right hand in front of you, or whichever hand is your dominant hand. Imagine it was a mirror and you wanted to fog the mirror up, the glass, right? So you do something like this. One more time. Okay, that's the same sound and kind of feeling we're going to be going for, but our mouth will be closed. So you can watch me. We're going to breathe in through our nose. When we breathe out, we're going to create that sound in the back of our throat. So we're doing a slight constriction of the throat. Okay, so we're going to breathe in and then. So you should be able to hear that inside of your kind of head and nasal cavity, that almost like gentle ocean sound. You know the sound. So go ahead and try that a couple times on your own. This type of breath is going to warm up our body as we get ready for our practice. It helps to calm the mind and it soothes the nervous system. Okay, so this is going to kind of get us into the space that we need to be for our practice. If you feel like you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath. Remember, in through your nose. So I like to count sometimes, especially when starting out the practice. Maybe we want to do a 5 count in. You can kind of hold at the top, and then when we do our constricted breath out in the back of our throat, let's go ahead and make that for a count of 8. We're going to do this together the first couple times, and then for the next 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to do that on your own. We all have different breathing patterns, okay? So nice big deep breath in. Back of the throat. Hold at the bottom. In through the nose. Hold for a count of at least 5. As you release, I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back into open awareness. Just take a moment and notice maybe how you feel a little bit different than you did before we did those rounds of breathing, Ujjayi breaths. And I can go ahead and explain our next breathing exercise. The next breathing exercise we're going to do is called Nadi Shodhana. It translates to alternating nostril breathing. Okay, so this type of pranayama is going to help us balance the right and left energy channels of the body. So this is a really good tool if you're feeling kind of out of whack, if you feel like your left and right lobes of the brain, maybe they're not working together, they're not connecting in a way that's serving you and helping you with, getting the things done, maybe executive functioning, these types of things. This is a really helpful tool that I personally use at least for a couple minutes every day during my personal meditation because it really brings a feeling of deep clarity once you're finished. So let me explain how we're going to do this particular preparation for our meditative state. You're going to take your two fingers, pointer and middle. Okay, these are going to go onto your forehead. So place them right over your nose, perfect, kind of where your third eye would be. Okay, then we're going to practice taking our ring finger and our thumb, and these are going to be closing either sides of our nostrils, okay? So let's say to start, I'm going to close, you can kind of watch right now. You can close with your ring finger on the left nostril. I'm going to breathe in the right, okay? Let's go ahead. You can find out what works with your rhythm, but I'm going to do an inhale of maybe 4 or 5. I'm going to hold for about the same, and then we're going to exhale for 8, all right? So you can go ahead and watch. 1. When we hold, we're going to close both nostrils, hold at the top. Open the left and exhale for 8. Hold at the bottom. Inhale again for 4 or 5, okay? So you're gonna wanna go ahead and cross your legs, and you wanna make sure you're seated upright. Your spine is nice and tall. All right, I'll let you know when we're coming out of this practice. Let's go on ahead and put our fingers in the position. Okay, I'm gonna start with that ring finger on the left nostril. On the count of 3, let's breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Body and mind wants to wander and move, I would continue to keep your hands where they're supposed to be. Remember, when the body and mind wants to wander, remind yourself to come back again to this practice. Remember how beneficial this is. We're doing this to help your body and mind. We're still going. body and mind is wandering, continue to be disciplined in your practice. So give me 2 more rounds of that, please. You can go on ahead and lightly blink the eyes open when you feel ready. Bring awareness back into the current moment. Maybe make note without judgment whether that was tough for you or whether maybe it felt grounding and peaceful. There's no right or wrong answer, but notice, make note. Also make note of maybe the balance or imbalance that you feel after that. I hope you feel more balanced, but take a moment to appreciate and notice the way that you feel. I'm going to go ahead and explain our next breathing exercise. This is a breathing exercise called Brahmari. It translates to something like humming bee breath. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This one does involve use of both of our hands. So you start with your thumbs. You can just watch for now, but these are going to go into our ears. Okay. These 2 fingers will come over the eyes lightly. Our ring fingers are going to come to the edge of our nostrils, and the pinky will come, both pinkies will come to the edges, kind of creases of our mouth space. Okay? Now, the only ones that you want putting pressure is the thumb space that's going into your ear. Everything else is just kind of lightly going to press there, because obviously we're going to be breathing through our nose. We do not want to close the nose. We don't want to put pressure or hurt our eyeballs, and we don't need to do any pressure for the mouth. These are just, it's kind of symbolic of, they say, closing the 7 doors of the face. So the reason that we do keep the ears closed, we're going to be able to hear inside of our head internally this humming buzz that we're going to be creating. Okay, so this is going to promote energy balance, release mental tension. Okay, this is kind of going to take what we just did in the previous exercise, and it's going to retain that balance. Okay, so once we have our hands in place, the next thing that we need to think about, lips will stay closed, but we want to keep our teeth separate. You do not want your teeth buzzing together. That will be distracting. Okay, so with the lips closed, the tongue is kind of extended just in the middle, and your teeth are slightly apart. You're going to make a kind of a noise. So it's going to sound something like this. You can watch and listen. Okay, when we breathe in through the nostrils, and then we do that kind of sound as long as possible until you cannot do that any longer. For that reason, we're each going to do this on our own because we all have different lung capacities. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's get in position. If I come out of this at any point, I'm just making sure that we're on time, and you can just keep on going. Okay, going ahead and get in position. Okay, let's take a deep breath into the nostrils, make sure those ears are closed, and then we're going to do our buzzing. Ready, set, go. Two more. Two more of those, please. Once you finish that round, go ahead, lightly blink the eyes open. Go ahead and make note of what happened when you blocked off one or more of your senses. Did that help you kind of ground down and get deeper into the practice, or was it met with resistance or maybe a feeling of uncomfort? Again, try to evaluate these things without judgment. Just be aware, and also be aware of any changes you may feel in the body and mind. We're coming into our last exercise. This one is called Shitali. It translates to cooling breath. This is going to be in preparation to cool down the body after we've done all these nice warming exercises to invigorate the senses. All right, so this is going to bring down our body temperature in preparation for the end. It can also detoxify the internal organs. It can really help if you're someone that suffers from heartburn or ulcers and stuff like this, okay? So you can go ahead and watch me. We're going to make this shape with the tongue. Okay, go ahead and see if you can do that. Very nice. Okay, so how we're going to achieve this breath is we're going to start, make sure all the air is exited the body. When you breathe in, you're going to breathe in through that straw that you've created, okay? Maybe go in for about 6 seconds. So watch this. Hold at the top. I like to let out in kind of an ujjayi breath, like the one we did at the beginning, and then you'll begin again. Okay, let's go ahead and start that, okay? I'll let you know when we are finishing. Remember to take in all that cool air as we're cooling down our internal organs, our mind, and our body. You aren't using your tongue. Do 3 more just like that. moment, we're kind of coming out of a place of effort and falling more into a place of ease. We're going to be letting go and integrating our practice into our bodies and minds as we prepare for Shavasana. You can bring your feet out in front of you. Maybe going ahead and give that back a little arch. Oh, it feels good. We've done a lot of sitting upright thus far. I want you to bring your hands out in front of you. As you hollow out the belly, bring one vertebra at a time down onto the mat until you're laying in a supine position. Those hands can be by your side with the palms upright. It might feel good for you to windshield wiper the legs for a minute, just again to loosen out the hips. If you're a person who experiences a lot of tension or discomfort in the lower back, instead of taking the legs out straight, you might want to have them slightly bent with the knees knocked in. I'm demonstrating that at the top. That's going to look like this. When you're ready, let's go on ahead and find stillness as we rest into our Shavasana. Start to gently rock the head back and forth, gently awakening the body. Once you feel ready, I want you to bring your hands up over your head. Let's go on ahead and take a big stretch from the very bottom of our toes. You can point or flex all the way up to the tip of your fingers. You can think of this like a rejuvenating, restful morning stretch. And then coming out of this, I want you to go on ahead and come into fetal position on either side whenever you're ready. Take a moment here and recognize the beautiful symbolism in yoga where we symbolically die as we come into corpse pose at the end of our practice. Moving then into the fetal position, we are born yet again as we come back into awareness, a little bit more relaxed, peaceful, and ready for whatever may come our way. Let this be a reminder to you that you always have the option to begin again. When you are ready, and only when you're ready, go ahead and push yourself up using the hands to a comfortable cross-legged position. On the next inhale, I want us to take our arms up overhead, gathering all that prana, all that energy. Inhale. Bring the hands up overhead in prayer. And on the exhale, release those hands to your heart. We're going to join together with the sound of Om 3 times. When I ask us to breathe in, we will inhale, and on the exhale, we will join in Om together. Inhaling. Let's go ahead and take our next inhale. Inhale. Exhaling all that extra breath out of your body, from every corner of your body. I want to take this moment and thank you for co-creating this space, this peaceful space that we've made together. I hope you can access this feeling and access these tools in your own daily life whenever you feel that you need them. Namaste.
Namaste.